It's your friend Mel Robbins, and I'm so grateful to be here with you today. If you're new to our community, welcome. You've just joined a group of people committed to transforming their lives. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that hits at the core of why so many of us feel stuck. The 3 lies you tell yourself every single day that shape your actions, your identity, and your future. These lies aren't just fleeting thoughts. They're insidious beliefs that lodge in your mind, dictating what you do, what you avoid, and who you become. Drawing on the timeless wisdom of the Buddha, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. We're going to dissect these lies, uncover their roots, and replace them with truths that will empower you to step into the life you're meant to live. Let's ground ourselves in why this matters. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. They shape the words you say to yourself, which drive your actions, and those actions, over time, define who you are. When you tell yourself lies like "I'm failing," "I'm not motivated," or "I can't change," you're not just venting, you're building a cage around your potential. These lies are so damaging because they feel true, especially when you're caught in a cycle of comparison, self-doubt, or frustration. But here's the truth. You are so much more than these limiting beliefs. With insights from world-renowned experts in neuroscience, psychology, and personal growth, we're going to expose these lies, dig into why they take hold, and equip you with the tools to rewrite your narrative. This isn't just a conversation, it's a wake-up call to stop shutting the door on your dreams and start creating the life you deserve. Lie number 1. I'm failing at life. You know that sinking feeling when you're scrolling through social media, seeing your friend's new house, your colleague's promotion, or your sibling's seemingly perfect family. Your mind starts spinning. They're winning, and I'm losing. I'm falling behind. I'm failing at life. This lie is pervasive, fueled by comparison and a culture that glorifies highlight reels. It's not just a thought, it's a story you've internalized, and it's keeping you stuck. Why this lie takes hold. This lie thrives because of what neuroscientist Dr. James Doty calls our negativity bias. As humans, we're wired to focus on what's wrong, to dwell on negative thoughts, and to let them stick like glue. When you compare yourself to others, your brain amplifies the gap between where you are and where they appear to be. You start ruminating. I don't have what they have, so I must be doing something wrong. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. As Dr. Doty explains, when you tell yourself, "I can't do this," it becomes your truth, forming a limited belief system that shuts down possibility. I used to fall into this trap, too, especially when I was drowning in $800,000 of debt, with liens on my house, barely able to buy groceries. Every time I saw someone my age thriving, taking their kids to Disney World or renovating their kitchen, I felt like a failure. But that feeling wasn't the truth. It was a lie I was choosing to believe. The truth: you are not failing, you're on your way. Here's the reality. You're not failing. You are navigating. Every experience, every setback, every moment of struggle is a lesson preparing you for what's next. In my book, The Let Them Theory, I talk about how life isn't fair. Everyone's dealt a different hand. Obsessing over someone else's cards only makes you miserable. You're not in competition with others. You're on a shared journey. And their success doesn't diminish yours, it illuminates what's possible. As Dr. Doty's research shows, your brain can rewire itself when you shift your narrative. Stop saying, "I'm a loser." Start saying, "I'm on my way." Let's look at Stephen Bartlett, the host of your Upstart podcast and a judge on the UK Shark Tank. Stephen grew up as one of the only black kids in a poor or white neighborhood outside London. His family had no money, his grades were terrible, and he was ditching school to sell cigarettes for cash. He could have believed the lie that he was a failure, destined to stay on the margins. But at 7 years old, a friend said, "You're either going to be a millionaire or end up in jail." That planted a new thought. If I make money, I'll belong. Stephen started experimenting, selling anything he could, starting businesses at 12, and those experiments built evidence of his potential. By 16, he realized grades weren't his path, so he forged his own. He didn't see himself as failing. He saw himself as finding his way. How to break free. To dismantle this lie, You need to refrain comparison and embrace experimentation. Next time you feel like you're failing, ask yourself, what lesson is this teaching me? If you're jealous of someone's success, let it show you what you want, not what you lack. Then, take a page from Stephen's book and run a small experiment. Want to get healthier? Try a 10-minute walk tomorrow. Want a better job? Update one line on your resume. These small actions shift your narrative from I'm failing to I'm learning. Say to yourself, I'm on my own timeline, and I'm figuring this out. When you think and say this, you'll act like someone who's on their way. And over time, you'll become that person. Your life isn't over, it's unfolding, and every step is leading you to your next win. Line number 2. I'm not motivated. How often do you wake up, stare at your to-do list, and think, I'm just not motivated? Or maybe you go further and call yourself lazy, assuming you lack the drive others seem to have. This lie is sneaky because it feels so real, especially when you can't muster the energy to hit the gym, tackle a project, or chase a dream. But it's not true, and it's holding you back from tapping into your brain's incredible potential. Why this lie takes hold? This lie persists because most of us don't understand how brains work. Dr. Locke Kanoja, a Harvard-trained psychiatrist known as Dr. K, explains that your brain's dopaminergic circuitry, the system that drives motivation, pleasure, and focus, is like a lemon full of juice when you wake up. This circuitry, centered in the nucleus accumbens, has a finite capacity for pleasure and behavioral reinforcement each day. When you wake up, your dopamine reserves are at their peak, giving you a natural burst of motivational energy. But here's the catch. You can deplete that juice on low-value activities, like scrolling social media or binge-watching videos, leaving nothing for what matters. Dr. K's research reveals a critical mistake. When you start your day with technology, you're giving your brain a hard squeeze, draining your dopamine reserves. If you spend the first 4 hours online, you'll feel unfocused and unmotivated for the rest of the day, not because you're lazy, but because you've used up your brain's fuel. I used to do this, too, checking my phone first thing in the morning, then wondering why I felt drained by noon. Society doesn't help. It bombards us with notifications and distractions, making it easy to waste our motivational juice without realizing it. When you don't know how your brain works, you assume you're unmotivated. That lie becomes your truth, the truth. You have all the motivation you need. Your brain is a powerhouse, designed with all the motivation you need to achieve your goals. You're not lazy, you're just misdirecting your energy. Dr. K explains that if you in your dopamine reserves at meaningful tasks first thing in the morning, you'll feel focused, productive, and rewarded. For example, if you work on a project for 4 hours before checking your phone, you'll get a strong dopamine release, reinforcing your motivation. But if you reverse the order for hours of social media, then work you'll struggle to focus. Even if you complete the same task, it won't feel rewarding because your dopamine tank is empty. Let's make this personal. Think about a goal you've been putting off, maybe getting in shape. If you tell yourself, I'm too lazy to work out, you're reinforcing the lie. But if you understand your brain circuitry, you can make a different choice. Imagine waking up, leaving your phone off, and going for a 15-minute walk. That small action taps into your full dopamine reserves, making you feel accomplished and motivated to keep going. You're not unmotivated, you've just been squeezing the lemon on the wrong things. How to break free to reclaim your motivation. Start with one simple rule. No phone or technology for the first hour of your day. Let your brain wake up naturally, and direct that juicy dopamine towards something that aligns with your goals: a workout, a journal entry, or a work task. Say to yourself, I am motivated. I have all the energy I need. To make this stick, try Dr. K's visualization. Picture your motivation as a lemon. Every time you're tempted to check your phone, imagine squeezing out that precious juice. Protect it for what matters over time. These small shifts will rewire your habits, and you'll become someone who feels focused and driven. You're not fighting your brain, you're working with it. And that's a game changer. Lie number 3. I can't change this is the most destructive lie of all. Believing you're stuck, that you'll always be the person who struggles with money, relationships, or bad habits. You tell yourself, I'll never get my act together. I'm just not good at this, or things don't work out for people like me. This lie doesn't just limit you, it traps you in a version of yourself that's far smaller than you're meant to be. Why this lie takes hold, this lie is so powerful because it feels permanent, especially when you're in a dark place. I know this firsthand. When I was a lawyer, hating my career, pregnant, with a mortgage and a mountain of debt, I told myself, I'm stuck. I made the wrong choice, and now I'm trapped. That lie kept me miserable for years because I believed change was impossible. As Sarah Jakes Roberts, a pastor and best-selling author, explains, when you've spent more time doubting yourself than believing in yourself, transitioning to a new mindset is hard. Society reinforces this lie, too, with messages like you're all, you should have it all figured out by now. Add in the fear of failure or judgment, and it's easy to stay stuck, repeating the same patterns and believing you can break free. Neuroscience backs this up. When you tell yourself, I can't change, you reinforce neural pathways that keep you in old habits. But here's the flip side, your brain is plastic, meaning it's designed to rewire itself. You are biologically and neurologically built to grow, adapt, and transform until the day you die. When you believe you're stuck, you're working against your own biology. And that's why this lie is so damaging. The truth. You are designed to change. You are not stuck, you are dynamic, evolving human being capable of change at any moment. Your brain, body, and spirit are built for growth. Sarah Jakes Roberts offers a powerful metaphor. Open the cupboard of your life and look at what you're working with. Maybe it's a can of beans, some spices, your skills, experiences, and dreams. You don't need a gourmet kitchen to make something amazing. You just need to start with what you have. Ask yourself, who do I believe I can become from here? The key is taking what Sarah calls a baby dare, a small, intentional step toward change. For me, changing my career started with a baby dare. Admitting I hated being a lawyer and researching other paths. It was terrifying. But each small step, taking a radio gig, starting a podcast, wrote my story. You can do this, too. Maybe your baby dare is skipping a bad habit for one night, signing up for a class, or telling a friend, I want to try something new. These actions don't just move you forward, they create space for the person you're becoming. How to break free, to shatter this lie. Start by thinking the truth. I can change. I am capable. Say it out loud. Write it down. Let it live outside of you. Then, take a baby dare. If you want to eat healthier, try one vegetable at dinner. If you want new friends, send one text to reconnect. As Sarah says, transformation is a process, not a leap. Each dare builds momentum, rewiring your brain to see change as possible. Share your goal with someone you trust. Let them hold space for who you're becoming. And when you doubt yourself, remember, you're designed to grow every time you act. You're becoming the person you're meant to be. The formula for a transformation, these three lies. I'm failing. I'm not motivated. And I can't change. Are chains you can break. The Buddha's wisdom is a roadmap. Your thoughts shape your words. Your words drive your actions. And your actions create your future. Here's how to make it real. Think the truth. You're on your way. You're motivated. And you can change. Speak the truth. Say, I'm figuring this out. I have all the energy I need. I'm capable of becoming who I want to be. Act the truth. Run experiments, baby dares that align with your goals. Become the truth. Every action shapes who you are and who you'll become. I know it's daunting to stand in a place you don't love and imagine a bigger future. I've been there, drowning in debt, hating my career, feeling like a failure. But I changed my story, and so can you. You're here, listening, because you're ready to stop lying to yourself. Open your cupboard, see what you're working with, and take that first step. Share this episode with someone you love. Write down who you want to become. Or take a baby dare today. Let these truths live outside of you, and watch them transform your life. I love you, and I believe in you. You're not just hearing this, you're ready to create a better life. Go out there and do it. I can't wait to see who you become.